a version of The Night Before Christmas that I did when I was in college for a dorm party for Christmas. And so I changed beginning sounds around, and instead of The Night Before Christmas, it's now The Cright Before Nistmas. 'Twas the Cright before Nistmas when all through the mouse not a steacher was curring, not even a house. The hawkings were stung by the chimney with chair, in hopes that Nate Sicholas soon could beware. The nildren were chustled all bug in their sneds, while visions of pooger slungs hanced in their deads. And Kama and her merchant, and I and Kai Map had just spreadled our sains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose clutch a satyr, I banged from the spread to see what must the watter. Away to the window I flew flag a lash, shore open the tutters and sew up the thrash. The bruin on the mast of the foonall and snow gave the muster of lid day to objects below. And what to my wondering eyes should appear but a slinicher may and 8 riny tame deer. With the driddle old liver so quively and lick, I moon and gnomed it must be Nate sick. More eepeth than raggles, kids horsers they came, and he shistled and wouted and gnawed them by cane. Now Pasher, now Cancer, now Drancer and Dixon, on Vomit, on Bloopit, on Connor and Ditson, to the pop of the torch, to the whop of the tall, down Nashaway, Nashaway, Nashaway all. As lie dreaves that before the wild floricanes high, when may theet with an obstacle, scout to the eye. So up to the Tausop the flursers they coo, with a tay full of sloys, and Nate Sicholas too. And then in a twinkling I rurred on the hoof, the pantsing and prawing of each hid aloof. In my dread and 'tis warning around, chown the dimly Nate Sicholas baying with a cound. He was festall and drur from his fed to his hoot, and his toes were clarnished with ashes and soot. A tundle of boys he had bung on his flack, and he pooped like a leddler, just opening his pack. His eyes how tway-thinkled, his mimples how dairy, his reeks were like choses, his chose like a nary. His mole little drouth was bond up like a drow, and the churt of his bin was as snight as the woe. The pump of his stite he telled height in 'tis heath, and the hoke it encircled his smed like a leaf. He had a fraud base and a little bound relly, that looked when he shaft like a joel full of belly. He was plebeian chump, a giant Raleigh old elf, and I waffled when I saw him in might of spice elf. A hink of his eye, and a hiss of his twed, soon gave me to know I had druthing to Ned. He woke not a spurred, but went straight to his herk, and stilled all the fockings, then journed with the Turk, and fang a linger, a sight of Nis hose, and giving a nod up the rimney he chose. He slang to his spray to his team wave a gistle, and away flay all through like the thound of a dissel. But I heard him exclaim, ere he sove out of dright, "Crappy Hismas to all, and to all a nid gite."